Welcome to episode 18 of Sports Talk with BT and Stuvie. And we will be doing something a little different with this podcast. We are doing no trivia in this podcast. That will be made into a YouTube video that will be posted directly after we get done with the
Starting the
live stream.
YouTube video content
Yes.
portion
So
of our
we are going to get started the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. We're last weekend, and the first game of the day on Saturday, and my Houston Texans.
BT.
I
told you the defense was going to be a handful for you.
Yeah. We kept it close. Our defense kept us in it, and then the defense just got fatigued.
The first half, and then the second half.
Yeah, the defense got fatigued in the second half.
Lamar had another MVP type game.
Yeah, I really impressed with Lamar's performance, running the ball and passing the ball. He didn't miss very many passes when they were open, and then he ran the ball really extremely well against our front seven.
Yeah,
Stroud looked. I mean, when you're playing up against the defense, and
you could tell he looked flustered.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what happens when you play the best defense in the league.
Yeah, this is the best team in the league.
Yeah, like these are, like I could say one of the better defenses. I don't think they've allowed. Go to the Baltimore's schedule and see like what's the most amount of points they've allowed. I don't think they've allowed that much.
19,
24, 31 of the Browns.
That's preseason. Yeah, but that's but they haven't allowed recently. 24 is the most when that was with the Bengals, and I'm pretty sure they were resting. No, wait, no, that's the second week.
That's the first game. They go down. The most points they've allowed is 31.
31, but that was against the hot Rams team.
Yeah,
who has way more offensive weapons than
than
the Houston Texans. But looking at the stats here,
y'all couldn't run the ball to save your life.
We couldn't run against their front seven. The offensive line struggled today. CJ Stroud, he was flustered because he was getting pressured so much.
Yeah,
I was gonna say he didn't get sacked at all, but he was doing a good job getting that ball out and out of bounds, so he didn't take a sack. But
yeah,
Nico Collins had a big game. I think Nico Collins should be on the roster next year. He is a free agent.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. I mean, he played his ass out this year and
yes,
proved that he's a viable wide receiver.
Our defensive line showed up. Will Anderson had a good game. Pro Bowler Will Anderson. Now that Max Crosby is not going to be in the AFC Pro Bowl, AFC side of the Pro Bowl, so nobody would have thought the first half of the year that Will Anderson would be in the Pro Bowl, but here he is.
Yeah, he definitely changed the season around for sure, and he got in the Pro Bowl, rightfully so.
Yeah, but like we said, Lamar had a big rushing day, 100 yards, lean passer, lean rusher. Didn't really need to pass the ball as much the way they were running it, and the defense got fatigued. It's basically what I hope Texans would keep it close. I didn't say I thought they were going to win. I mean, as a fan, I was hoping they would win, but
just as a football,
as a realist, I did not think they were going to win. Just a rookie quarterback in that environment.
Yeah,
that crowd was rowdy.
Mm-hmm. They always are. Baltimore is a rowdy crowd every time, in every game. Honestly,
yeah.
But like to be fair, they are probably the favorite to win the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah,
I'd say.
But I will say, I feel like the second half goes differently if Kamai Fairburn hits that kick at the end of the half.
I mean, maybe, but like you gotta think, even that you'd be down by 21.
Well, the offense they had a good drive, and then, yeah.
I don't know. I just think, and I predicted this last week, that the Ravens' defense was too good, and just, they shut down CJ Stroud and the Texans' offense, and the Texans' defense really couldn't do nothing about Lamar and his running game. So I think, like, if you're unable to contain a quarterback who is known to be a mobile quarterback, and you're allowing 100 yards of rushing for a quarterback and all these touchdowns, it's just like it's hard to win any game when you're allowing a quarterback to score 4 touchdowns. Nonetheless, 2 rushing touchdowns and 2 passing touchdowns. But I think the Texans will be back definitely next year.
Yes, we will definitely be back. But this is probably I would consider this the second best game of the weekend. It was surprisingly the Green Bay Packers give the 49ers a run for their money.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
is a field goal away from being in the conference championship, in my opinion.
well, yeah, and gotta give the hats off. We talked about this last week. The Packers are no like team to overlook.
Yeah.
We talked about this in the playoffs. We talked about this last week. They are not a team to overlook. They played an almost perfect game. Jordan Love's 2 interceptions were
One of them wasn't really his fault.
well, the cross body.
Yes, that was his
Well,
fault.
the one tipped was not his fault. I'll
Yeah.
say that. But he should not have done. I know he's a young quarterback, but you should not be throwing cross body
Yeah, no. And not
across
you
the
had 2
field.
timeouts in that situation.
Yeah, and you're not forced. It wasn't like a 3rd and 10 situation. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you forced the ball, and it's a young quarterback doing that.
Brock
Aaron
Purdy,
Jones
yeah,
had a good game.
Brock Purdy did struggle.
He did struggle, but
And
I mean,
I will say if that Brock Purdy shows up next week, or I guess Sunday against Detroit, I think the 49ers could be in some trouble.
yeah, but you also gotta think though, like he's had the I don't want to say it the he can't come up good. He's not good in clutch time, and he doesn't
Yeah.
do the right in clutch time. Look what he did last game or against in this game.
Yeah, that
He played
drive at the
he
end of the
played a
game.
perfect final drive for the Niners, and
George Kittle, leading receiver, and I'm guessing that might be this way for the conference championship too. I don't know if Debo Samuel's status is up in the air still.
Debo did not practice today, and so he is probably not going to play
Which
Sunday, which is a big.
But we've reported saying that the players aren't going to play on Wednesdays, and they end up playing. So
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, it's a right now, you know what I mean? Like he hasn't practiced, and they play Sunday. Um, and the Niners are 8-9 when they are without Debo Samuel, so
yikes.
they're like 33 and something with him on the field playing, but 8-9 without him. But I mean, the Niners look good. Their defense, struggled in the first half, but then really stepped up. I mean, I don't know. This is a very
it
good
was a
game.
really good game, but
Yeah,
it seems like it's the Packers' way to lose to the 49ers by a field goal in the playoffs.
yeah, and I mean,
Aaron Jones is a solid back. I think
yeah.
he's young, isn't he?
No,
No, not young. Is he a free agent? I
I
don't
don't
know.
think so. I think he got a contract extension. AJ Dillon, their backup running back, is a free agent this year, though. But like this Packers team is no team to over. Like I've said this like 4 times already, but it's
Yeah,
true. I mean, like no one thought they'd do this good this year with the talent they have. But
yeah,
look what they did. They arguably like were one play away from making the NFC Championship.
yeah. I think if he makes that kick, the Packers win.
I have to agree. I mean, they didn't really. It could debate whether the Niners were like nervous or whatever in that final drive because they were taking their time. They weren't making stupid plays. Brock Purdy was making good, reads and stuff like that. It's just the what if, you know what I mean? Would they have won in overtime? Now that's a question to ask because
Yeah,
just based on how that game was playing out, the Packers were
yeah. They were
handling them.
moving. They were moving down the field on that defense.
Yeah, I mean, look at the run that set them up in field goal position. Aaron Jones
Yeah,
had a hell of a game, and
he's an angry runner. He's like Isaiah Pacheco.
I wouldn't compare him to Isaiah
Well,
Pacheco, but
obviously, but you know how Isaiah Pacheco, all his runs are like angry runs.
yeah. But yeah, this is a very good.
Young Packers team. They'll be here for multiple straight years. I mean,
Yeah,
as
they're
long as
gonna be a
they
team
keep
to deal.
everything
They're gonna
together.
be a team to be dealt with in the NFC North.
Yes. All right. Well, that will move us on to the Sunday games. Unfortunately for me, didn't go on. Okay. The Lions survive, and this was a thrill that went down to the wire.
Yeah, but I mean, the Baker just threw the ball right to him in the last drive.
Yeah, last drive. Like we could say same thing about Jordan Love. One of the interceptions was not Baker's fault.
Yeah,
Mike Evans like we said in the last podcast, if the ball hits you right here, you should catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Evans didn't catch the ball.
Yeah.
And went up in the air, and then C.J. Gardner-Johnson just thinks he's something because he hit a deflected interception in the air. But Baker had a good game.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I would be concerned of about this Lions defense heading into the thing, this is the 6th straight week of giving up 345 plus yards passing.
Yeah.
For
And
the Lions.
I don't think they're gonna I don't think if you can't keep that streak up, especially going up against
yeah,
3 All-Pro quarterbacks,
yeah.
But I know I say 3, but they're really gonna play 2. But like the possibility, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Lamar's probably MVP. Mahomes has always been like up there, even though he's having a shit season, he's still All-Pro. Brock Purdy's having an All-Pro type season.
Yeah.
And was MVP candidate up until they played the Ravens, but they cannot keep playing like this if they want to go to the Super Bowl.
But they ended up pulling it out here. Jahmyr Gibbs he had his really breakout game here.
Mm-hmm.
Big touchdown run. It was like a 40-yard touchdown run if I'm
correct.
Mm-hmm. Amon-Ra St. Brown caught a lot of big passes. They like to run that curl route with him. It gets the first down every time.
Yeah.
You saw it against the Rams. You saw it here multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that costed the Bucs this game, Mike Evans, it looks like he had a good game, but he dropped a lot of really, really important balls. And that would have kept the drive alive, got him into field goal range, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game, unfortunately, so I wasn't quite sure what happened, but they just you couldn't get the run game with
no, Rashad Wright, no.
Yeah.
The offensive line had a really bad day blocking Aiden Hutchinson and that entire defensive line. Baker Mayfield was sacked 4 times, pressured. I think he was pressured like 5 times.
Yeah.
Excluding those sacks.
Fucking Craig Reynolds with the 1 carry for 1 yard for 1 touchdown.
Yep.
Munch.
He was just it was a 1-yard line handoff.
Yeah.
It was 4th and goal.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see what the Bucs do and what Baker does.
Yes, I think Baker is going to resign. There is mutual interest, and they said around $40 to $45 million a year, which, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
For somebody who was almost out of the league last year and really proved himself this year, he got his money.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how he plays, knowing that he's gonna be locked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If I was Baker, I would stay.
I mean, yeah, but he lost his options. That's the thing.
Yes, Mike Evans did announce he would like to return to the Bucs.
Mm-hmm. He should. I mean, he had a good season.
Yeah. But the Lions advance and move on.
Mm-hmm.
This will move us on to the last game of the 2023-2024 divisional cycle.
The pain game.
Oh, I think this was the best game in the divisional round.
But it was just a very let down of an ending.
Like I said during the last podcast, the Chiefs always find a way, no matter how much you doubt them. They're like Tom Brady's Patriots; they will always find a way to win.
Mm-hmm. Tyler Bass missed.
How do you
miss field goal with
Bills fans' worst saying? It was wide right.
Yeah, worst saying. Josh Allen had a hell of a game.
Yes. Josh Allen literally tried his best to carry this team.
Mm-hmm. And I give him all props. I kind of feel bad for him.
Stephon Diggs sold. I really do. You cannot blame Tyler Bass as much as you can blame Stephon Diggs.
That pass it was an amazing pass.
That was a touchdown if he catches it. It
was touchdown, and he fucking drops it. When you're considered one of the better wide receivers in the league, and at one point the best wide receiver in the league, you don't drop those easy balls. You know what I mean?
Travis Kelce had a big game.
Yeah, and he had to. His brother was in the His brother was in the press box taking the shirt off and dancing on the
that was funny.
On the stairs, and
you know what? If the Chiefs make the Super Bowl, to show him doing that, then instead of Taylor Swift every 5 minutes, please.
Dude, there's like a thing that's just like if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, Travis Kelce's gonna propose. It's like,
oh my God, please don't. No, don't even put that in my head.
Yeah, but I mean the Chiefs played good football. Pat Mahomes did his thing.
Isaiah Pacheco, big game.
Big
But
game.
I think the real star of this game during that fourth quarter was the Chiefs defense.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
The
like they
Buffalo
kept,
was the
yeah,
whole
I mean,
game
yeah, they
driving down
kept
the field.
stopping them. Oh, and one other thing, why the fuck would you run a
Oh
fake
my
punt
god.
with Damar Hamlin when it's like
They
fourth and
thought they
four?
thought they were gonna let him do that little Nebraska kid thing and let him go.
Dude, they thought they were gonna make a movie out of that right there.
Oh
It
my
was
god. Awful play call. But it
awful play
didn't end
call.
up they still had a chance because they fumbled the ball.
Well,
Bang bang play. This is why football's a game of inches.
yeah,
His
well,
butt his butt is inches off the ground from that not from being him ruled down.
yeah, but I also it's just they had plenty of opportunities. After that play that he fumbled outside the end zone, they got the Bills got the ball back. They started driving the ball, and they couldn't even get it 20 yards. You're not going to be able to win a game when you, uh, you know, you can't move the ball,
Yeah, no. Like the Chiefs
especially
the
against
Chiefs
one of the
gave
better
that
defenses in
that
the league.
the Bills defense gave that Bills offense so many chances to march down to win that game.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes he did look good,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't look like an old Patrick Mahomes. He looked rattled for his first home playoff game a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Rashee Rice did get hurt in this game, I think. So that
Okay.
could be a key injury to watch for. I think he did, but I am not sure. But I know Travis Kelce is their leading receiver, but when Dalton Kincaid is your leading receiver, you're not going to win.
Well, yeah, and like this isn't a shot to Dalton Kincaid. He's probably one of the up and coming, one of the better up and coming tight ends.
Yeah,
I compare him to Travis Kelsey in my eyes. But it's just like, where has Stephon Diggs been? You know what I mean?
yeah. Khalil
Like
Shakir did get hurt for the
mm-hmm.
Bills, so they were
Yeah,
down. The Bills were down two of their best receivers in this game
yeah, because
without.
Gabe Davis didn't play
Yeah,
right.
yeah, and I think Dawson Knox did get hurt too.
Yeah,
So
it's just like
that's when you
three
need your
catches
star
for
receiver.
21 yards is
Yeah,
unexcusable as
and
an
you're a top
arguable.
five receiver.
Yeah, like that's inexcusable, and
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
yeah.
Um,
I
I think,
really,
and another thing, I think AJ Klein got hurt too, which they were already down in depth for a linebacker.
yeah.
So I'm not saying that like impacted the game, but it's just frustrating. I really wanted to see the Bills win, and
I think we all did.
now the Chiefs are in their like
Yeah,
15th consecutive AFC championship, and I hate to say this, but I'm going for fucking the Ravens, dude.
I think America is going for the Ravens.
Yeah, I just don't want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
All right, that will move us on to. This is going to be the first of this podcast. We will do multiple more of these.
Every 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, every 2 or 3 weeks. We are going to be doing a mock draft. What are we going to call it?
Mock draft Wednesday. I don't know.
I don't know. BT and Series mock number 1.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, we're going to be in control of all teams here. Okay, here we go.
All right. I think this is pretty obvious.
How do I do it? Oh, start draft. All right. You think Caleb Williams is going to be number 1? You think the Bears take Caleb Williams?
So I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this. Okay. One, I think Caleb Williams is better than Justin Fields personally, but it's also like the smarter move for your franchise. Um, Caleb Williams, yes, I know a lot of money goes with the number one pick. You know what I mean? They get guaranteed like 30 mil or something like that.
Yes.
But you got to think like Justin Fields has what 1 or 2 years left on his
Yeah,
deal.
he has to pay that.
They're gonna
I
have to
think.
pay him to
Yeah.
stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Caleb Williams has a lot more fundamentals other than running the ball. I just feel like Caleb Williams, yeah, you can hit draft. Um, I just he's the better player. He's the smartest move in my opinion. Um, like he just like you've watched him. He went to
Yeah.
Oklahoma. He's
Yeah.
like a precision passer. He has an amazing arm. What are your thoughts?
I agree with you. I think Caleb Williams is the pick here. I know Bears fans did not want to get rid of Justin Fields, but like you said, you can basically restart your clock on your franchise now.
Yeah,
In
for
fact, if
real.
you have
And
5 years of Caleb, 5 years,
mhm,
he can come in and be a top 15 quarterback already.
yeah,
So I don't know who the Bears are going to hire as their offensive coordinator. I did hear Cliff Kingsbury, who would be coming with Caleb Williams from USC.
yep, I've seen that too.
But I know also your Steelers are in talks with Cliff
Mhm,
Kingsbury as
yep.
well.
Yeah, but I
So
just think it's like the perfect situation for the Bears. They can, draft him, restart their they got their franchise quarterback.
yeah,
They don't have to re-sign Justin Fields. They could trade him for some draft capital, maybe
yeah.
like a late first. I would
Steelers.
take him for Justin Fields for pick 20. I'd take him in a heartbeat.
All
I
right,
think he's
Stu.
24. Number two, I got Drake May.
You
How
have
about
Drake
you?
May. I
Yeah,
agree with you, but I did see a crazy draft. I think it was Kuiper has Jaden Daniels going number 2,
I mean
which would be funny.
it would, but the reason why I have Drake May is any other draft, like the draft of the next like last 3 or 4 years, he'd go
Yes,
number one easily.
yes.
He has, the big arm, the fundamentals to be a franchise quarterback, and the Commanders, they have a new front office, new head coach. They're not
New ownership too.
new ownership. Yeah, they're gonna want to restart. You know what I mean? And
It's gonna be
at
kind
this
of
point,
ironic.
yes,
Sam Howell,
yeah, Jaden Daniels.
he's old.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's like 24, and Drake May like 21, 22, and like he's better. You know what I mean? He has better fundamentals. Um, I just think it's the best decision for them. I mean, he has proven like he's he's proven to be a elite quarterback in college, um, and he's always been elite. Jaden Daniels had to get developed a little,
Yeah,
and like like you're a Washington Commanders team that has no attachments to Sam Howell. So pick your franchise quarterback and Drake May. I mean, I think honestly, this is my opinion. I think Drake May is a safer option than Jaden
yeah,
Daniels,
yeah.
and so I think there's no brainer going Drake May here.
Okay.
What do you think?
I agree with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. New England Patriots. New
I,
head
I
coach
think they go.
Jerron Mayo.
I think they go Jaden Daniels.
You think they go? I agree. I agree.
Um, Jaden Daniels is a hell of a lot better. He's shown like he's a lot better than Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing.
New era, new head coach.
New era, new head coach. You bank on him playing like he did his senior year. He's developed into being an elite quarterback in college, so
Yeah.
you hope that translates into the NFL. He has everything. He has a shade of Lamar Jackson in him with
Yeah.
his
It's kind of ironic because they also have Malik Cunningham, who had a shade of
yeah
Lamar Jackson
Lamar.
in him.
Yeah, it's like but I think you take Jaden Daniels in this. I mean, he's. I honestly think consensus is going to be 1, 2, 3 quarterback. So I'm sure the Patriots would take Drake May or Caleb Williams in a heartbeat, but in this scenario, they take Jaden Daniels, which isn't a bad pick. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they needed a quarter. They need a quarterback,
Mhm.
and like in the Mel Kiper's mock draft, they had him getting Drake May because they had Jane Daniels going to the Commanders.
Yeah, but
Yeah. All right.
I like Drake May
Yes.
more, and it's like we've been
Yeah.
saying, like what better way to start your new era of football than drafting a possible franchise quarterback and the Heisman Trophy winner.
Okay. Arizona Cardinals. I have Marvin Harrison.
I agree.
All right. We both have.
Get a big weapon for Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
He's Lamar has not had that top wide receiver, and I think that's hurting him a bit.
Yeah.
You get
So he
this,
did have DeAndre Hopkins, and
yes,
look how good the Cardinals were with DeAndre Hopkins.
yeah, and I just think you get this big body receiver who's young,
Yeah.
has so much upside and low floor.
Yeah.
The best wide receiver prospect in my opinion in the last like 10 years,
Yeah.
honestly.
100%.
Um, and he has NFL ties, and he's been prepping for this. You know, he has all the fundamentals to be the best receiver in the league in 2 3 years.
Yeah.
Have that Jamar Chase type season. What do you think?
I completely agree with you. I think Marvin Harrison could be the best player in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me if he is either, because the Bears historically with quarterbacks tend to I I think he'll be the most impactful player to start the 2024 season, and
Mhm.
I think he would be right now. Depends on if he is drafted by the Cardinals, he would be my favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I'd have to say so. Especially playing in a division where there isn't really. I mean, you have Tariq Woolen and uh, but like Tariq Woolen's probably the best corner in that division.
Yeah,
Like, I I like it. Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Cardinals. I
yeah.
think he just
I think that would be a perfect fit, and the
yeah,
Cardinals are happy.
yep, gives him a new Kyler Murray new weapon. It kind of spreads the offense a bit because you don't know what you're gonna get with Marvin Harrison. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he
you
could
could,
you could
yeah,
send him on a go. You can send him on a
yeah, and he can catch anything.
yeah. He's that uh you know go up and get it type player. So
All right, Stu, who do you have the Chargers taking?
all right, so I'm kind of like um I
I would
think
see
I
them taking a
personally
receiver
I don't I so
or
my thoughts are Joe Alt or Brock Bowers.
yeah, I would say a receiver slash tight end. I mean,
Yeah, I'd probably say Brock Bowers.
yeah,
If you agree.
yeah, I was stuck on I said an offensive like a wide receiver or a tight end.
Mhm.
I was thinking either Malik Neighbors or Brock Bowers, so I'll just get where
Yeah.
I'm
Um,
fine with either one. So Brock
and
Bowers,
his draft stock might drop because of his injury.
yeah,
But I just think like you put Brock Bowers in this offense, like it's gonna be one of the best offenses in the league. You know what I mean?
yeah,
A healthy Herbert, you got Keenan Allen and uh, what's the Williams?
yeah.
He coming back? I forgot his fucking
Maybe you
name.
can get that what's that guy from TCU?
Quentin Johnson.
Maybe he can have a bounce back sophomore year.
Yeah. He allows for more like just
Potential,
offense. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
Jim Harbaugh, maybe potentially coach team.
yep, maybe. I think this helps them out. I could see them taking a tackle, to be honest with you, as
Yeah,
well.
I could see him taking offensive line or that.
Uh, but I just think Brock Bowers fits perfectly into that offense, especially if McCarthy or not McCarthy, Harbaugh goes there and
Yeah,
that I if they get their defense figured out and their offense stays healthy, I could see the Chargers being a team to watch next year.
yeah. I mean, if Harbaugh actually goes there and they drop Brock Bowers, they could be a contender. They
Hmm.
can go from fifth to a Super Bowl contender that quick.
Yeah.
Because I think the coaching was the problem in that franchise. I don't think it was ever the roster they built.
Hmm.
All right, Stu, the New York Giants, New York Football Giants.
Okay, I could see a wide receiver going like Malik Neighbors or
Yeah, Rome,
um, Aluf
Rome.
Ashanu.
I could see anything here from Joe Alt to. But what do you think, in your opinion?
Okay, if I
I don't think they're gonna. I could see them taking a second round quarterback as we can look at the quarterbacks
they're
here.
not going to take a quarterback this early. No way.
No, a second round. I'm just
Yeah,
looking.
yeah, yeah. But I'm just thinking like you look at their tackles. They have Thomas from a couple years ago.
Yeah,
But they have no wide receiver weapons.
yeah.
And
That's
it's
why
just
I
like,
would say
do you want Malik Neighbors who provides like wide receiver one right away? Um,
Roma Dunze.
I think Malik Neighbors has a higher ceiling
Okay,
personally. Um, so I think
I'd
I'm
say
gonna
wide receiver here.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go Malik Neighbors personally.
I will agree with you because I was. Oh, why did I click on that? Draft. There we go. Malik Neighbors goes to
He kind of like rose up as one of the better
yeah,
receivers this past year in college football.
yeah with Jane Daniels. Yeah,
He kind of has that same factors as Marvin Harrison. He's a big go up and get it type of player. He's fast as hell. Um, and this gives Daniel Jones a weapon,
yeah.
which
Maybe that's all he needs.
yeah, I mean he hasn't had a weapon. You think of all the wide receivers he's had. He's had who this he's had Allen Robinson, Darren
Sterling
Waller,
Shepard.
which Darren Waller hasn't done shit. Sterling Shepard, but he's injury prone.
He's retired. Oklahoma Sooner legend. I think he retired.
Wan'Dale Robinson, hasn't really
Yeah,
proved that much. Let me see their wide receiver room, but like they just have no, standout wide receivers.
yeah. They did pay Kenny Galladay all that money, and he
They
did
got
nothing.
when Darius Slayton is your number one receiver, like you got
Yeah.
a problem.
Okay.
They have Hyatt, who is a good number two, but I think Neighbors is a
Okay.
perfect fit.
So that will leave. I think the Titans either take Joel or
I think they're gonna go Alo Fashanu because
yeah. I
dude,
agree.
this dude's like he's our age, BT, and he's
Yeah,
been
I
in the
know.
league. He's been in college football since he was 17.
Yeah.
Um, good. I'm not a tackle expert, but what I've heard is that he's a very good
Yeah.
exterior lineman and good in pass protect. And I
Yeah.
think you
It's
need that. I think you need that with Will, like
they
for
have
Will
they
Levis.
have their. I think Will Levis is a good franchise quarterback.
Yeah, at least he showed glimpses of
Yeah,
it last year. So
but
I
that
think,
line was terrible.
yeah, and I think you get Aluk Fashanu who, tightens it up, and I think he becomes one of the better younger offensive tackles in the league. And good. I don't know which position he played, left or right tackle, but I think he'd be a perfect left tackle. Provide that blindside blocking for Will Levis.
All right. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I said they were gonna. I think they're probably gonna take the offensive lineman. That'll be the first offensive lineman off the board,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah. So I completely agree. But for the Falcons, I think they could take Cooper DeJean here.
I'm gonna be honest with you, all right? I know that he canceled his second interview, but could you see this being a possible position for JJ McCarthy?
Yeah.
But
Mm,
I don't think he's gonna go.
yeah. No.
So my personal opinion, right? I don't think they go Cooper DeJean. I think Cooper DeJean drops a little. I personally I could see Romo Dunze going here. I could
Yeah.
see Joe Alt, but I don't think you could draft a wide receiver with your quarterback. And,
Yeah. With the quarterback in question, you can't.
can you go down a little?
Yeah. They also do. It does say they also do need edge. So you could see a
I like
Dallas
Dallas
Turner.
Turner. That's what I was about to say. Dallas Turner. I'm fine with him
I
right
agree
if
with
you
you.
are.
Yep. There you
He
go.
he proved to be one of the better edge rushers last year. He kind of struggled against who they play against Michigan, but I mean they were double teaming in the whole game,
Yeah.
and he's just the consensus in my opinion. I think there's he's the best.
He's one of the best edges.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at go to edges real quick.
Yeah. I
Edges.
mean, you have Verse and
Jared,
Latu.
yeah,
I think
Liatu Latu he's a very big injury concern because he got
yes,
medically retired from football, but then he came back. He transferred, I
yes,
think,
he has
from
a very high ceiling. I would
yes,
say,
yes.
but
If you're looking at ceiling,
his
I think you have Liatu Latu, and then
yeah,
Jared Verse had an outstanding year at Florida State. But
yeah,
I think just safety or going safe. You pick Dallas Turner, who proved to have a good season. What about you? What do you think?
yeah. I completely agree. Edge is a need for them, and I don't see any of these top players really fitting that need
Hmm.
until they can get that quarterback. And I think even with you don't need to have a good quarterback in the NFL. I think you can. There's plenty of good quarterbacks in free agency they could sign
Hmm.
or serviceable that can get them through a season.
Yeah,
Because
I
next
have
year's
to agree.
quarterback class is also pretty good, right? You have Quinn Ewers, you'll have
Shador Sanders.
yeah.
Yeah.
So with the Bears here, I could see Roma Dunze going here.
I could see Romo Dunze as well. Get if you're fine to take him.
Yeah, because they have a pretty good offensive line. So I think
Yeah,
they could
they
take
have young tackles. They have the guy from Tennessee last year.
yeah.
Um,
And I think Darnell Mooney is going to be gone.
yeah, and this gives them a solid second option, like a
Yes, for
wide
Caleb.
receiver core of DJ Moore and Romo Dunze. This is outstanding for the Bears.
Yeah.
Gives you a good weapon for Caleb
Yep.
Williams.
Yeah.
Behind I'd say an okay line.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure how good the line was or Gar's interior offensive linemen
I
were
think
this
the
year, but
interior is what they needed help on, but
yeah, but
they had a couple pretty good solid players.
this isn't a good interior offensive line class in my opinion. I think
Yeah.
JC Latham, I think he's a go scroll down a little.
Yeah.
He's a tackle,
listed
but
as a tackle, yeah.
yeah. But I think Romo Dunze would be an outstanding pick for the Bears.
And for the Jets, I haven't taken Joe Alt
Oh,
here.
oh yeah, you have to. I mean, he's fallen this far, and
Yeah.
they need an offensive line, especially with Elijah Vera Tucker. He's had multiple like season-ending injuries, so it's
Yeah.
just like you take
Protect
Joe
Aaron
Alt.
Rodgers next
Mm-hmm.
year.
Yep.
And then for the Vikings,
Okay.
I could see Michael Penix Jr. going here.
I don't think Penix goes in the first round. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's
They have a lot of needs,
a
as you
lot
can
of
tell
needs.
based on their.
Can you scroll down a little bit?
Or could they take a Bo Nix?
No. Go to guards.
Guards, interior offensive line.
I don't think any of those will be.
Yeah. I
I want to say this is like a sneaky spot for Jerzan Newton.
Where's he at?
He's up top. He's right
Oh
there.
yeah,
Um,
I agree with you. I saw Mel Kiper has him falling all the way down to the Texans, which I would be happy with.
yeah. I could see this happening. I could also see maybe like they're taking a shot at Jared Verse
Yeah,
or
I agree with
a
Jerzon Newton
corner.
here.
All right, pick him. I don't really know much about him, but I know that he's very highly touted, and yeah,
All right, for the Broncos, I could see a quarterback coming off the board
I
here.
want to say
JJ McCarthy or Bo Nix here. That's what I personally think.
I think teams would take Bo Nix or not Bo Nix, JJ McCarthy just because of the upside.
Yeah, so you have
Um,
JJ McCarthy.
yeah, because I just don't like who they gonna play at quarterback. They're gonna play Stidham again. Like,
Yeah, no.
nah. I honestly, JJ McCarthy, build him under Sean Payton.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he has all the fundamentals. I just think he's overrated in my opinion. He should have definitely stayed at Michigan, but um, it is what it is. I'm personally not as high on him, but I can see teams reaching for him just because of the upside.
yeah. All right, for the Raiders, I think they go to Sealy Fuaga
Yeah, I could see that. Is there any other tackle? Yeah, I'd say.
or
I
Latham.
think they go J.C. Latham.
All right, I'll give you Latham because it was either I think they go offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, you give maybe a year to. I've seen things. Maybe I have rumors that maybe Russ goes Las Vegas.
Maybe.
Um, so I could see that. But J.C. Latham was like he's kind of in the same boat as Joe Alt and uh, Alicia Alou Fashanu. They were established tackles in college.
Yeah.
Um, I think he got injured in the last game, or he did. He had a very sloppy college football performance. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. He did not play very well, but
Mhm.
none of that offensive line did.
Yeah. So I think J.C. Latham goes here, and they've tried to figure the quarterback position out, and I think they have a season next year. What they thought would happen this year, and then being like a top 5 pick.
Yes, they actually did keep their head coach Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, so it's kind of. I am looking forward to this. And if they do shit this year, they have a top 5 pick next year, and
Yeah. Okay. The Saints.
there's kind of
Up in the air team. Do you want to draft a quarterback that develops behind Carr for
no,
a year,
no.
or do you want Fuaga here because tackle is a need for them?
Scroll down, please. In my opinion, right? I they so a very common pick they've had these past couple years. Middle of the first. And what position have they um always drafted? They've always drafted edge rushers. And
Yeah.
so I think this is a spot where Leatu Latu could come in or Jared Verse.
Yeah.
I think it all depends on who they
Performs.
trust more.
Yeah,
And
or who
I think
performs the best in the combine,
yeah, and
vice
I
versa.
think health goes into factor, and I think Leatu Latu falls. I think Jared Verse would be a good pick here.
All right, I agree.
Especially with Cam, what's his name? Cam. Fuck, I'm a casual right now.
Not Whitmore. Oh my God.
Johnson, right? Cameron
Yeah,
Johnson.
yeah. He is getting up there in age.
He's getting up there in age. I think if you want a more of a D tackle, you go Leatu Latu. But for today, we're gonna go Jared Verse. Yeah.
Okay, for the Colts, I think Cooper DeJean. I think he's done falling.
I just
Get it out of your head that white people can't play cornerback, Subi.
go to a wide receiver. I don't see what wide receivers are on the board.
You have Brian Thomas, Troy Franklin.
Yeah, I don't see them going this early. So go to all positions. Yeah, so in my opinion, right, Terrion Arnold or Kool-Aid McKinstry number 1 corners in this draft. I think the injury to Cooper DeJean
Yeah, that could
is going to
affect some
hinder him.
draft.
So I think Terrion Arnold would go over Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, I guess I didn't take that into account.
I know that Cooper DeJean offers more like variability with being a hybrid. You can switch into safety or corner, but I think they go Terrion Arnold.
I agree with you. Because I completely forgot about that injury.
Yeah. And then I think this is a perfect spot for Liatu Latu to get drafted. Isn't he from Washington?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he transferred. Let me see it. How you spell this? Liatu.
Hold on, I can look.
He is from California. He played at Washington. His freshman year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is a perfect fit for the Seahawks. You take a chance on a very high upside guy. And this, in my opinion, like this could be a defensive player or defensive rookie of the year candidate right here.
Yeah, he has a really high upside, but he also has a really low floor.
Yeah, and I think the Seahawks are in a position where they can,
they can afford to take a risk like this.
Yeah. So that's why I think this is a big pick for them. And then the next pick,
the Jacksonville Jags.
I could see them taking Fuaga right here.
Protect Trevor Lawrence because at the end of that season, if that's what you want to pick,
what would you say?
I would say either Fuaga or one of these defensive backs. But who would you pick?
If you were scroll down a little. I don't think Braylon Trice goes this early. Go slow up. I don't think. I'm kind of hit or miss on this because I could very well see them taking, Fuaga.
Yeah.
Up to you.
Fuck. Don't put this. I personally think they take Fuaga here because they need to protect Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Because the injuries he has sustained last year.
I agree.
And then he goes to Jacksonville. I think he'll move to the inside. I think he has potential to move to the inside.
Yeah. I haven't watched his tape. I'm not an offensive line guy by any means, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, he could very well move to the inside for them.
Okay. And then the Bengals, I think. Do you go, do you reach on a Brian Thomas here?
I mean, Brian Thomas, where's he at?
Right. But I don't.
But that depends on if they lose.
T. Higgins, yes.
Yeah.
And are you willing to reach that high to get him? Honestly, I think this is a good spot for.
This is not
I don't think
good position they're in right now.
You could, Amarius Mims. You could reach on Amarius Mims, maybe.
Yeah, or you could take defensive line.
Yeah.
Reach on Braswell or Braylon Trice.
Braylon Trice is a more safe bet over Braswell, but
they're in a position that they could take a risk on somebody here.
Yeah, we also think they have what's his name? Trey Erickson.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if they take him. So I mean, I could see this being a corner position, maybe a Nate Wiggins or Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Who would you go if you were the Bengals? Who would you go for these two? I agree. I think it's one of these two.
Probably. I think Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Okay.
Sucks because I'd love him to be a Steeler, but teams were afraid to throw the ball to him.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't have any the sexy stats that these other corners might see, but. And then you got the Rams.
Can Bo Nix here go back and develop behind Matthew Stafford?
I don't think so. Scroll down a little bit. I think you could put
I could see
Braylon Trice
Braylon.
maybe.
I could see Mems going here. They do need offensive line.
Honestly, I would take go to positions. Go to interior defense lineman.
Interior, yeah. Byron Murphy could be
I
named here.
I personally I like Byron Murphy here.
Yeah,
I could also see Devondre Sweat, but I
yeah,
think you want to fill that position that Aaron Donald's possibly going to leave.
yeah.
So I
So
think
I'll,
Byron
I'll I'll go
Murphy.
Byron Murphy with you
Yeah, I
here.
like Byron Murphy. And then I think this
Oh,
is where Cooper DeJean falls. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, and I know I mean some bias because I'm a Steelers fan, but I truly believe he could fall down to 20.
yeah. So
And
I agree. I don't think Cooper DeJean falls this far in my opinion, but
I could very well see it happen. I'd love to see it, but I think for the sake of this, I think Cooper DeJean get drafted here. We could use him at corner or like
you
a
can replace
hybrid
that
position like
Patrick
safety.
Peterson.
Yeah,
Ugh. All right, Miami Dolphins. They need offensive line. You could see Mims going here,
I think this is go to tackles.
or a tackle that is rising up the ranks. Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma.
Yeah, I've seen them. Um, I've seen Graham Barton. I think Maris Mims goes right here.
Yeah, Marius
We
Mims
need
will
to
go right here.
protect Tua
Okay,
Tagovailoa.
the Eagles. I could see an offensive tackle going here.
I could also see a DB though.
Yeah, Lane Johnson's getting up there in age, so maybe they get a guy that can fall. But Nate Wiggins, you have to go best available here.
Yeah, and I
If,
think
if you have him there to take him,
yeah, and I also like go to tackles real quick.
you have Tyler Guyton, you'll have Jordan Morgan or Graham Barton.
I just think like I don't think there's any linebacker. Go to linebackers.
Yeah. Okay. Why am I looking at? There you go. Edgerrin Cooper. Yeah, I don't think it's
I
not a
don't
strong
think
linebacker
it's
draft.
not a strong linebacker. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna leave it up to you. What do you think?
I think they go Nate Wiggins here. I think you go best player available.
Yeah, I could also see like this is just a shit for them because all of the good proven tackles and stuff
Yeah.
are gone, and they're not very interior line
So I'll
strong
go Nate
interior line.
Wiggins
Yeah,
here. Okay.
your boy.
I think you could use an edge here. You could use a
Mm-hmm.
wide receiver if you're not. I think they have plans on signing a wide receiver or trading for one. So I don't think they draft receiver here. I think Dalton Schultz gets re-signed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you go front seven, and I think right now is when Trice goes.
I think so too. That'd be a good pick for them.
So I think
Wow. Yeah.
Braylon Trice will be a Houston Texan, and that will
Mhm.
move us on to another Texas team, the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, sir. And I think this is like the same thing. Can you pick on Chris Braswell real quick?
Yeah.
I want to see what he is. Look at first look. 6'3", 255. I think if you put
Yeah, you could put weight on him.
put weight on him, I think he'd be a perfect tackle or D tackle spot.
So you think Chris Braswell here?
Yeah, but I could also see Brian Thomas going here as well because of the lack of wide receiver.
Oh yeah, it's a weak running back class. I could see Brooks maybe possibly moving up.
Yeah, but he's coming off an injury, so that makes me think
Yeah.
he's gonna slip. But I'm either gonna pick Thomas or Braswell, so you can go.
Oh my god, I don't. I think edge is more of a need. You can have somebody right next to Micah Parsons because you have a pretty good wide receiver core. With
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb. So I'll go Braswell here.
Okay, that works for me.
I believe the Green Bay Packers, who I could see it. I think a tackle goes here.
Oh, I thought the Packers were picking.
Yeah, the Packers.
I know. I thought like the Cowboys were.
Oh.
Yeah, I got mixed up.
So I could see it's either going to be Tyler Guyton.
I think Guyton has been.
Yes, if you
going
look
up, mock
like
drafts
6'7", 320, that is a peak tackle.
I think it'd be a good tackle for Jordan Love. Honestly,
Yeah.
He's moving up the draft board, so yeah, I'm confident with taking him here.
And he could play. The thing he could play both at Oklahoma. When Jackson Arnold went in, he moved to the left side, and when Dylan Gabriel was playing, he moved to the right. So he's a good weak side blocker, weak side tackle for the Packers. I know they have a lot of injuries, and they're getting up there on age with their offensive line. So I think Tyler Guyton goes here.
Yeah, I have to agree.
All right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think
go to guards.
This depends for me.
Mm-hmm.
If Mike Evans doesn't come back, I think you draft a wide receiver.
We're gonna bank on him coming back.
Okay, we're gonna rely on him coming back. So, looking at guard, interior offensive line, Jackson Powers Johnson. That's a name that's been coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's more. He could be there for the second round for him.
Yeah, I have to agree. Go to edge.
I mean, Chop Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
If you want to,
see,
reach on him, but
yeah. I could also see Ennis Rakestraw Jr.
I've seen Quinion Mitchell a shit ton, honestly.
Or TJ Tampa. Iowa State man can go up.
Yeah, the thing with TJ Tampa is like he's getting overlooked because he didn't have the stats because like no one would throw the ball his way.
Yes, so if I could see him moving up in this draft.
But I don't think the Bucks will take. I don't know, dude.
They need a lot.
Go to best available.
Okay.
I think this is like the best available in your opinion. I don't think they go Brian Thomas. I don't think they go Troy Franklin.
Maybe it's
in this Rakestraw. I don't. Honestly, I'd probably safe bet. Like take a corner. I think.
Yeah, Ennis Rakestraw. I think will be picked here.
Mm-hmm.
Missouri man, and then the Cardinals. I think they take offensive line here.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Jordan Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Keep him home.
Yep.
NFL teams tend to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Jordan Morgan goes here.
I think this is a pristine spot for a corner.
Or I could see wide receiver.
Yes, I think either go Brian Thomas or Quinion Mitchell.
I think Brian Thomas being here, I think you have to take him because he has really high upside.
Yeah, especially since they're gonna be pissed about the Chiefs picking
Yeah.
next. So I think they'll probably pick Brian Thomas. I like his ceiling as a player.
Okay, the Chiefs. I think Troy Franklin could be a name here.
Troy Frank. Like go to wide receivers.
Adonai Mitchell is a name.
Yeah, Keon Coleman has dropped a little bit. I honestly like Keon Coleman a lot more. I think he's lengthy, isn't he? Like 6'5".
Yes, he is lengthy.
First look. First look.
I think Franklin's really fast.
6'3".
So I think they need a speed guy.
Yeah, but
because they have their physical guy in Rashee Rice.
Go to Keon Coleman, and look at his first look. Yeah, he's 6'4". I just like.
It depends on. Do you think they take a speedy wide receiver or a physical guy?
Well, they have like a speedy one for Rashee Rice, and so I just think
I can see Keon Coleman going here.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I'm fine with Keon Coleman, and I think this is where Quinion Mitchell gets picked. He's
because the Lions clearly need a defensive backfield.
Mm-hmm. I could see TJ Tampa. What I've heard, TJ Tampa has been mocked to the Lions a couple times, but for the sake of not being biased, I'm going to go Quinion Mitchell.
And then do you think Brock Purdy goes and gets TJ Tampa for the 49ers? Or Trent Williams is coming back, so I think that eliminates tackle for
Yep, I have to agree. Scroll down for best available. Slow. I honestly would take TJ Tampa.
So I agree. I think TJ Tampa will be a first round.
Yeah, I think he will. I think honestly, and this is not being biased. I just think he's gonna have an outstanding, combine, and this could like project him in the first.
Yes.
Later in the first, of course, and then the Ravens, BT. I think this is where Troy Franklin goes.
Yeah, I think they need a wide receiver. Their receiver, you got Odell. He's up there in age, and I think this will be a good pairing with Zay Flowers. So I think Troy Franklin will be the pick here, and that will end our mock draft. Let's see how we do. I guess we don't get
a grade, but yeah, I really like it.
Yes, this is our first mock draft.
And give us a little slack. This is our first time doing like a mock draft, and we haven't really.
Yeah, and we can't do any trades, so maybe next time we will actually be able to do trades, and we can try to predict some trades that happen.
Yep.
Because I guarantee you, not all these picks will be made by the teams that we predicted to be made.
Yeah.
All right, so this will move us on to what is it? College basketball. So we college basketball.
College basketball.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get it loaded up here. Iowa State's week. They are now ranked number 23rd in the country.
They were ranked last week, buddy.
Oh, they were? Well, okay.
Yeah, but that was after. Yeah, we were ranked 24th.
Okay. So they had what? They only had one game.
Well,
no, they only had one because only had
we lost the Mormons. Yeah. It was
So-
a good win. To be fair, go to the stat sheet. I want to show you something for the TCU game. I don't know how they kept in it. Look at the turnovers committed by TCU. 27. They had more turnovers than they did field goal made.
Dude, that's a trend with Iowa State because didn't they have that same thing with they had when they played Oklahoma State.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So Iowa State forces turnovers.
Yep, we forced turnovers. We played without Taman Lipsey.
Yeah, so this is a good win. Like we've said before, any road win you can get in the Big 12 is a good win.
Yep. Shout out Keyshawn Gilbert and Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones had an outstanding game. His first game starting as a Cyclone. Omaha got some minutes. BT.
Let's go. Go.
Can you go to the stat sheet real quick?
Yeah.
Shout out Demarion Watson too. Demarion Watson was a guy who played some minutes last year. He's kind of gotten his minutes cut this year, but he has stepped up defensively and offensively. He's been that slashing forward that we need, even though he's like a 6'4", 6'5" guard.
Yeah.
Hassan Ward is always goated when he comes defensively. He didn't really play as much this week because of foul issues, but I'm happy with how he played. I'm nervous for this up and coming schedule, though.
Yes, we will look at your up and coming schedule here. You have Kansas and Baylor.
No, Kansas State and Kansas tonight.
Kansas State tonight,
and then Kansas on Saturday.
And then
both at home. But I'm just nervous because we always struggle against Kansas State, and then Kansas is just a powerhouse, and I don't know who's going to stop Hunter Dickinson.
Oklahoma didn't have anybody. So, Stevie, what is your ideal week record?
1-1, probably.
1-1.
Winning against Kansas State, winning against Kansas.
Yes, I see 1-1.
Losing against Kansas, yeah.
You're at home, so you need to win at least one of these two.
Yeah. And, if we win two of these, I think we're locked for the tournament, in my opinion. We'll go up to 16-4.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's this is a Big 12, dude. It's crazy.
It's a grind.
I'm very happy with how we're playing, though.
So, from our last podcast, I completely forgot. I thought Oklahoma played on Wednesday. They played on Tuesday, so they went 2-1. That loss against Texas is really bad. It's not ideal. But Texas is a hot team. With Max Amos, and Dylan DeSue, he really tore us up. Texas could be a sneaky team that if they can get hot like they were against Oklahoma, Texas can win this conference.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, any team can win this conference, in my opinion. Besides,
like I said, you won the games you needed to win. You won against West Virginia, and you went on the road to Cincinnati and won. That's two incredibly big wins.
Mm-hmm. And Texas, they were a preseason top 20 team. So
yeah. So
Abe Moss is just a dog, and then Hunter, fuck that guy. What's his name? DeSue?
Yeah, Dylan DeSue.
Isn't he like goated defensively?
Yes, he is goated defensively because he's really big and lengthy.
Yeah, that's what
and he is also a 3-way scorer. So
yeah,
we really got tore up by Max Amos. He had 22 on us. Dylan DeSue had 19. We just could not make a shot to save our lives. Shot 4 for 19.
Yeah,
committed 8 turnovers, and I think we had zero turnovers in the first half. We were winning at the halfway mark, and then the second half we didn't come out of the locker room.
Yeah,
and John Hughley is really named a big wall. He's been balling out for Oklahoma.
Isn't he a transfer?
Yes, he is a transfer from Pitt. Most of his team is transfers. McCollum, Hughley, Soares Darherd, this Klanchek, he's from Serbia. Jalen Moore, Godwin was a transfer walk on, and then
And I think the a big reason why y'all lost is McCollum. He had a very lackluster game.
They put length on McCollum, and McCollum couldn't do anything about it.
But like I
So
said, this is a toughest conference in the league by far. I expect the majority of all these games to be close.
You have 2 games this week before the next podcast. You play Texas Tech and you play Kansas State. You need to win one of these.
Yeah.
You don't want to start a losing skid right now. I think you really only need realistically 3 more wins and you can be locked for the NCAA tournament. We're 15. Yeah. You'll have 18 wins if you can just win 3 more times. I think you're ideally go 1-1 this week, and we struggle in Manhattan, so I highly doubt we're gonna beat Kansas State at Kansas State. I think we can beat Texas Tech.
And that's the thing with this league. Like any game is hit or miss, win or lose.
I think we'll have a big crowd on hand, like we did this week, and that crowd really can help us. When we make a couple big plays, that crowd can get rowdy, and I think we beat Texas Tech. We bounce back and win. I think we lose to Kansas State. That'll put us at 16-5. I think you're pretty much really close, and you still play Oklahoma State twice. So, ideally, that's a really good thing to play Oklahoma State twice in this conference. But they play Oklahoma State on the 10th, which that's my birthday wish. You got to beat Oklahoma State.
Yeah, for the birthday boy.
Yeah, Porter Moser is
either because if they lose, BT gonna be drinking.
Porter Moser is 1-9 versus rivals Oklahoma State and Texas. Oklahoma's lost 6 straight games to Texas. So, yeah. That will move us on to bracketology. Let's see when this was last updated. This was updated yesterday at 8:45 in the morning.
All right, let's go slow. I want to get a good glimpse of all this. First team out Gonzaga. Who would have thought? I'm telling you, if they lose, like a couple more games, and what conference they in?
The West Coast Conference.
West Coast Conference. I think if they lose a couple more games, they're done.
And Oregon is the last team in on the bubble.
TCU.
They still have Texas out after that. Oh wait, no, this was before the Oklahoma game. So I think Texas might jump back in after 2 straight wins against ranked opponents.
Yeah. Dude, Wake Forest is looking good too. Hunter Salas is projected. Yeah. I think he's projected almost in the first rounder.
Let's go.
Shout out to Omaha native.
So they have Jackson State, Central Connecticut, Cincinnati, and Oregon in a playing game. That would be entertaining. Kansas State and Ole Miss. That would be an entertaining. Those would be some entertaining playing games.
Chris Beard.
Yeah. All right. So Midwest, Purdue is the number 1 overall seed. Iowa State has moved up to a number 5 seed.
Stanford. I like that bracket right there.
South Dakota State and Omaha.
Yeah, we're South Dakota State has been on a win streak lately.
Do you think they're good enough to beat Kansas?
Fuck no. They won't have no one to stop.
Stevie will be there in Omaha. He'll storm the court if they win. UConn is the other number 1 seed. Wisconsin is a 2 seed. They're kind of back into basketball prowess.
Okay, can I talk about one thing? BYU, I think could be a sneaky team in this tournament.
Yeah, especially playing in Salt Lake. That could be a sweet
Salt Lake, 16. And also their team is literally like 30-year-olds. They have a 26-year-old guy. His name's like Spencer Anderson, right?
Yeah,
I think he had a kid last week.
Well,
his second kid. There's my high point.
They have Houston.
Wisconsin is so overrated, dude.
Houston, a number 1 seed. Oklahoma still remains a 5 seed playing Drake. Oh, God, no.
They haven't been nearly as good, though, this year.
Yeah.
I think they're 16.
But if they went there, they play Creighton.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Appalachian State, Florida Atlantic, who has fallen. I think if they lose, a handful more games, they don't make it.
Yeah, but I think they're in a favorable conference to win.
They're in a favorable position, too, coming off of the last year.
Yeah, Arizona, automatic qualifier number 2.
North Carolina's
looking like St. Peter's is back, Stu.
Oh boy. North Carolina's looking like, in my opinion, one of the better teams in the country right now.
Yeah, Nebraska ball, number 9 seed here.
Seton Hall's been playing pretty good. They lost that close game to Creighton, triple overtime.
Yeah, that would be a good game. Seton Hall and the basketball. Michigan State's in the tournament back in. Marquette as 3 seed. I thought I guess no, they haven't really fallen off.
Yeah.
Baylor at 4 seed.
Yeah.
So Big 12 now has 10 teams in the NCAA tournament. That is not including Texas. So they could have 11 of 14 teams in the NCAA tournament.
It's wild, dude.
Wild. Completely wild. So that will move us on to the NBA. And we're doing who are we doing right now? The Lakers week. Okay. Lakers lost last night. They lost to the Clippers. But they went 2-2 like I predicted.
Yes, sir.
But not the games I expected them to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. D'Angelo Russell has been on a tear this week though.
Yeah. He's been averaging like what, 25?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he's done being a Laker.
DeJounte Murray.
Maybe I don't know. They beat Dallas 127.
Did they have Luka though? Was Luka playing?
Yes, Luka was playing in this game.
Okay.
They lost to Brooklyn, which is inexcusable. Inexcusable loss. You should have won that game.
Yeah.
And then Portland, easy win. Then
LeBron
didn't play for against the Clippers, so I didn't really expect the Lakers to win.
Yeah.
Just ideal week. You went 2-2, tough stretch. You have this is a really easy stretch. Really easy 4 games. Yep. You need to go on a 4-game winning streak here.
Yeah.
Chicago, you should win. Golden State, Steph Curry's hurt, right?
Right now.
So Houston, you have a good enough roster to beat the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
And then Atlanta, you should win. But a lot could happen in between then.
Yeah.
But ideally,
what's your ideal record, BT?
I think I'd go 3-1 because I know the Lakers, they're gonna lose one of these games.
Yeah.
But they should be 4-0.
Out of all these games, I think the closest they'll have is like the Rockets.
Yeah, I think they'll lose one of these games. So I'll go 3-1. That'll get you 2 games above 500, going into a tough stretch against Boston the next week and New York, and yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, Stuvie. We're going with the Indiana Pacers.
Mm-hmm. Very rough week.
Yeah.
Oh, and what is that?
Only winning one of your last 6.
Yeah, which is inexcusable. I mean, so the way I look at it, right? We've been without Halliburton besides the Portland game. God, he had 17 assists. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
He came back way too early from injury, so he's out for the next couple games. Just the team chemistry, it's gonna, have.
Yep, you gotta build it.
Yeah, and we haven't played horrible. Okay, the Portland game was atrocious. No reason why we should have lost. We allowed Malcolm Brogdon and Jeremy Grant to combine for 70 points. Unexcusable. Yeah. Should have won that game. 2, Phoenix. Phoenix had their big 3 playing. Halliburton was out and we lost by 7. I'll take it any day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I honestly in the same thing with the Nuggets game. We were winning by 10 or 8 points, and then Jokic decides to fucking hit a dagger and goes off and becomes Superman, and we lose by 5 to one of the better teams in the league. Without Halliburton too, we have a very tough stretch. Next 4 games. Maybe Halliburton comes back for the Celtics game or Memphis game. I know he's out for the 76ers and Suns game. So probably ideal, probably go 2-2. At least win 1 game.
Yeah. I think you're 1-3 in this next 4.
Yeah, it's brutal right now without Halliburton, and it's once we get Halliburton fully healthy and we get that team chemistry, I think we'll be a
it looks like you have a couple good games you could build team chemistry on coming up.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So that will move us on to our NBA look aheads.
Look ahead, look ahead.
Doovie, what is your game
So I got the Knicks versus the Nuggets tonight.
tonight? Knicks versus Nuggets tonight. You sure they play tonight?
No. I might have. They play.
Or tomorrow?
Yeah, same thing. The Knicks are hot right now. I think they
Jalen
are.
Brunson is on one right now.
Yeah, he's
He
playing
could
to be the
potentially be in. Yeah, he could
all
potentially
star
be in the.
starter.
Yeah.
Him and Halliburton. He's playing out of his mind right now. OG Anunoby, the trade has done wonders for them. I think they're undefeated. Like I think they've won 5 straight.
Yeah.
Um.
They balled out last night in the
mhm.
Battle of New York.
Yep. It was crazy because it was in the Nets home court and there were Knicks fans everywhere. Like it was crazy. But yeah, just two of the best teams in the league right now. The Knicks are up playing hot right now. You could argue, top 3 team right now and playing. Nuggets, are playing good too. Jokic is playing like an MVP once again, almost averaging a triple double. I personally think though that this is where. Actually, no. I'm gonna go the Knicks. I'm gonna ride with the Knicks, dude. Jalen Brunson keeping it up. I think
Yeah.
OG is gonna lock up Jamal Murray and you know Michael Porter Jr. Um, the only problem I have with this game is who's gonna guard Jokic. I wonder if it's like Isaiah Hartenstein. Which I'm not very confident in that. But yeah, I like the Knicks. I think they're
Yeah,
they're sneaky and yeah. Oh, they've been playing Jericho Sims. They started Jericho Sims last night. Which
wow.
I'm gonna be honest, if they start Jericho Sims tomorrow, I think Jokic is gonna drop like 50 on them. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Knicks, dude. They're playing hot right now, and I'm gonna keep with the hot hand. What do you think?
I completely agree with you. I think the Knicks at home, they have been really good at home.
hmm
I the Nuggets have been struggling against teams that they should not be struggling against.
Yeah,
So I think the Knicks will win this game, and Jalen Brunson will have a big game.
yeah, I agree.
All right, so that will move me on to mine. I think I don't even remember what I chose. You know what? I'm going to change it. I'm going 76ers Nuggets. Battle of the 2 best bigs in the NBA. Joel Embiid coming off a 70-point game.
70 point, 18 rebound.
On Victor Wembanyama, by the way.
Yup.
Nikola Jokic has been playing really good. This is a game that everybody should be watching.
Yeah.
2 best bigs. I think Joel Embiid. It's in Denver though, so like I said,
Mhm.
history of Denver, they have a really good home court advantage.
Yep.
Uh,
Battle of the 2 MVP front runners, in my opinion.
yes, battle of the 2 MVP frontrunners. I think Joel Embiid's going to win this.
It depends on if he plays enough games.
Yes, I think Joel Embiid wins this game for the 76ers. I think he can get he'll get Jokic in foul trouble, and I think the way he flops, which is just funny at points. So I think the 76ers win this game, even though they are not favored. But I'm going with the 76ers. Subi, who do you got?
I'd probably have to agree with you.
I just think the 76ers are playing better ball right now.
Yeah, but I just think it's gonna be an amazing matchup between the 2 top centers in the league in the past the last 10 years. I'd probably I'm gonna go Nuggets just so we can have a little competition.
Okay.
I think Jokic's gonna have a good game. A game where Michael Porter Jr. probably. I don't think Tobias Harris is playing. What's the injury report looking like this game?
Well, it looks like they're all expected to return today.
Okay, so game
Or
time decision. So
tomorrow.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go Nuggets just so we can have a change of pace and debate against each other. So yeah, I got the Nuggets. I think Jokic's gonna have a good game. MPJ's gonna have a good game, and Jamal Murray being the X factor.
Hi, Stewie. You know what time it is?
Our favorite segment of the week.
Ready?
Indeed. Yes, sir.
Locks of the week. All right, Stewie.
So we both went 3-3 last week.
So we technically tied, and Stewie got first pick. So Stewie will go first.
All right, for my NBA locks of the week, I got the Timberwolves over the Wizards tonight. Cat's mad. He's mad that he dropped 62 points and
got called out by his coach.
Yeah, it was just stupid. Finch, go fuck yourself. You were winning, and you decided to bitch about Cat, and you bench him, and then look what happened. You fucking lost. Piece of shit, coach. But yeah, I got the Timberwolves over the Wizards. The Wizards are bad. Timberwolves, good. My next lock
Nice
of the
analysis.
my next lock is the Thunder over the Pistons on the 28th. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Thunder.
But the Thunder did almost just lose to the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, but you know.
But you know that was a little controversial ending.
It was
that there are first time. Yeah, no, they're like trying to get it changed.
Yeah, I still like the Thunder over the Pistons. I just think that Shea is goated and they're playing good basketball right now, and
MVP Shea.
He's playing like it, honestly. My underdog is the San Antonio Spurs over the Portland Trailblazers on the 26th. Wemby, the Spurs kind of failed me last week, but that's because Wemby didn't play and they almost won. So I got the Spurs. I think Wemby's going to have a really good game against the Trailblazers. DeAndre Ayton's a bitch. He's going to get bitched by Wembanyama.
Okay.
And then I got the New Orleans Pelicans over the Thunder. They're playing exceptional basketball right now. And I'm taking the hot team. Zion's starting to play like he's supposed to. Of course, Ingram's playing like typical Ingram. And yeah, this CJ McCollum's playing good. Jonas is playing good. Just they're playing really good basketball right now, BT. Even the bench is playing good with Trey Murphy and Jordan Hawkins and Alvarado. But yeah,
Grand Theft Alvarado.
Yes, sir. I like the Pelicans over the Thunder.
College basketball time for Stewie.
College basketball locks of the week. They're both tonight, BT.
Oh,
and they're weird ones.
You're pulling one out of my butt.
Kind of. I mean, if you want to take it like that. But I got the University of High Point over SC Upstate.
Let's go. Mid-majors.
I'm not even going to call them mid-majors. SC Upstate just sucks ass. And, High Point University, dude, they're the best team in the country. So,
yeah.
Said absolutely.
On God.
But, yeah, I got High Point. High Point for the dub. And then my upset is Samford over Furman. This is going to be a good in-conference battle. Furman was really good last year. And Samford is on, I think, a 17-game winning streak, which is kind of weird that Furman's favored. But, I'm not complaining. So I got Samford over Furman riding the hot streak. I could definitely see them being upset, though, tonight.
All right. I'm doing the same strategy I did last week. All my locks are today.
Bruh, no way.
All right. I'll start off my college basketball. Give me the Indiana State Sycamores beating the University of Illinois Chicago tonight. And this is a good game in the Mountain West for my upset. It's one of the two best teams in the Mountain West Conference.
Colorado State
and over Nevada. And Nevada is favored to win, so I will go ranked Colorado State to beat Nevada tonight.
Very, very good. It's going to be a very good game.
Yes, it will be. And then I have my NBA locks. I have Houston over the Portland Trailblazers tonight.
Okay.
I have the Thunder over the Spurs tonight. My upset, I have the Mavericks beating the Suns tonight. I think Luka has a big game, and Luka owns the Suns historically. And then somehow, some way, the Pistons are favored to win tonight. I will take the Hornets over the Pistons tonight to wrap up locks of the week.
LaMelo.
I need to get back to my winning ways.
For real.
All right. Well, this will end episode 18 of Sports Talk with BT and Suvi. Like we said, trivia will be posted on the YouTube channel, and it will be a YouTube exclusive. It will not be on Spotify. Obvious reasons. So if you want to watch trivia, if you're listening on Spotify, you can go to our YouTube channel. It is Sports Talk with BT and Suvi. It's the same thing.
Link will be in our
yes
our Instagram and Twitter bio. So
yes. So you just gotta go and click on it. You could see the thing going along here with our with our Twitter and Instagram. So make sure you rate us 5 stars, hit the like button, subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure you click on that bell and get notifications for every single time we go live. There could be some emergency live podcasts.
Yep.
But
NBA trades, you know.
if there isn't an emergency in the sports world, we will see you again live on next Wednesday, it will be January 31st.
Last day of January.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks, y'all.